I want this to be kind of a place where they feel, experience, do something. Actually, I never thought one day I will be an antique collector. Now I have around approximately 1,000 antiques in my collection. So it's a home museum. Come relax, feel homely. We also make our visitors very homely. Hello, welcome to our home museum. I'm Krishnamurthy here. I have been working for corporates all along. While working in corporates, I started collecting antiques also. Started with a collection of 4 items, then it became 100, then it became 1,000 now. I belong to one village called Someswaram. It is in East Godavari district, AP. Sometime I thought I will be in the academic. Then somehow the corporate attracted me. Then I shifted to corporates. I started my career with Chennai. I worked in Bangalore. Then I came to Hyderabad. And once I was around 55, I thought, okay, good enough corporate life. Let us do some private life. By the time I collected quite a handsome of antique, then I started a home museum. I want my museum to be a happening place. It is just not like any typical museum where you buy a ticket, walk through the laid down path, then one day you have find an exit and go. No, I don't want that to be. I want my visitors to come, sit, relax, touch the object, they feel the object. Then if they want to know something about in each object, they can talk to me. So that's why we made it a kind of a free kind of a happening place where we can interact, we learn, we can discuss. So this is how I wanted the museum to be. Because of this reason, I didn't keep any kind of a ticket. So all the visits by appointment, prior appointment, so we kept 2 slots. One is morning 11 to 1 o'clock, then evening 4:30 to 7 o'clock. So anybody can book a slot. That particular slot is completely allocated to them. So we don't get any other visitors. So even if it is one person also, the slot completely is available to him. That's a kind of discipline we kept it. So it's a home museum. Come relax, feel homely. We also make our visitors very homely. Actually, I never thought one day I will be an antique collector. So, as I told you, I come from my village, Someswaram. My mother, my parents and my grandfather, all they live in Someswaram. So, my first job was in Chennai. By then, I got married and had set up my family there. So, at one stage, we thought I will bring my mother also to Chennai. So, I went to Someswaram, asked her to pack her things. She packed all her things, and surprisingly, in one bag, she packed 4 brass vessels. So I told my mother, in Chennai we have a pressure cooker, gas stove and all other modern gadgets. We don't require these 4 brass items and all that. You leave them here. She said, no, I don't know how to cook in the pressure cooker. So if I have to cook, then I have to cook in this only. So let me bring, then to please her, I said, okay, bring it. When we came to Chennai, I don't know where to keep those brass vessels. I keep them in the sitting room. So after 10 days, one family visited us. They found the brass utensils there. Then the moment they looked at it, oh, you have brass vessels, huh? My grandmother used to cook in these brass vessels. The food used to be so tasty. For summer holidays, we used to go to our village. The food used to be excellent cooked in these traditional vessels. She went on telling all about her experience about village life. So I got surprised that these vessels can trigger so much of memory of their grandparents. And I felt really surprised, these 4 vessels could trigger so much of nostalgia and they could connect to the grandparents. So I liked that concept, and so I started collecting more. The more I had, more visitors will come. They used to talk about the antiques more, So I felt very happy. So that's how I started. 4 became 10, 10 became 100, 100 became 1,000 now. Now I have around approximately 1,000 antiques in my collection. So I have been collecting since last 50 years. 50 years, as I told you, I started last 45 years to 50 years. I've been collecting it. You see, antiques collection is a kind of a bit tough job in the sense. First, you have to identify, what are the antiques. I always prefer to collect it from the source, because if you collect it from the source, we know the story behind it. Antiques without a story have no meaning. It is the object. So that's why I have always make sure that the proper story is available on each antique. It is something like this. Antique physically is a kind of a hardware. The software behind that is the story. So unless you have embedded, both of them are embedded, it doesn't make a meaningful situation. Yeah, sometimes I do collect from other sources whom I know very well, whom I can testify. So then some items I wanted to collect, but they're not available anywhere else. I see some place. I'll go and bargain something and do that. My entire family supported me. My wife, my mother. There will be temptation to instead of investing in all these antiques, if you invest on some fixed property like house, land, the revenue generation is more. You can live more comfortably. All that is there, fine. But in spite of all that, keep some money separate out of my savings. Whenever they're available, I started buying them. I was really thankful to my family for being there. At one point of time, we thought, okay, we are getting aged. So what do we do with this? So that discussion took place. Then finally we decided we'll donate this to some bigger museum so they can take care of all these things. So long we are there, we'll enjoy. Once a particular time is there, we'll donate it to a museum. By the time we've opened this museum, anyway, I have to tell, I lost my wife a few years back. She got some cancer and she passed away. So I have most of the thing from now onwards, I was only handling the whole issue. I want to keep a kind of a trust, hand over this to a trust and go. Yeah, shortly we will have a trust and hand over this to trust. I want this to be a public property kind of a thing. I want to donate this to the society, like-minded people who wanted to take this legacy forward, our culture and heritage, and pass on to the next generation. Those who are interested in this field, I want to make them the trustees and hand over this to the trust. And now I want to hand over to a larger family, to the next generation.